Despite unprecedented local, regional and international pressure, as well as fierce agitation amongst the diaspora for Lebanese MPs to finally elect a president and end the power vacuum that has stalled the Lebanese economy for years, Lebanon did not get a president today. However, the country did nudge a step closer. Let me take you back to the start of the day and explain why I believe it is not all bad news for Lebanon.
So we're outside the Lebanese parliament. It's June 14, the 12th session to vote for a Lebanese president. The media is out in force today because it's a very important election. And we know there are two camps, basically, the pro-Hezbollah and those in the opposition. What we're trying to decide today is if we're going to get a president. All reports say we're unlikely to get a president, but we're going to get a very good indication as to whether it's going to go towards Sulaiman Frangieh or towards Jihad Azour, or whether Jihad Azour has any chance. And we've seen overnight a mass amount of WhatsApp chat on all groups with contemplation about the candidate for the opposition, which is Jihad Azour. And there has been some contest about him, even within the opposition group, which is going to divide the vote on him. So even some of the Change MPs, some of the independents are not for Jihad Azour. And word on the street is that because he was in the government of Fuad Sanyura from 2005 to 2008, he must have been involved in the corruption. He must have known what was going on. He didn't do anything about it. And how did he get here? How did he get to the position he's in here today?
I want to ask you, you have a difference of opinion to some of the Change MPs in relation to the candidacy of Jihad Azour. There's a group, Mahatma Osama Saad. What is your opinion on his candidacy, and why don't you, as a group, think he's suitable?
First, my opinion didn't change. My vision didn't change from the beginning. Others, you have to ask them what they have changed.
Are you going to be voting for Jihad Azour today?
We choose the third vision. We are the vision, and always the third is the purest.
That's very. Thank you. Well, that was a very confusing answer, but obviously there's a group of them that are not going to be voting for Jihad Azour today. What is your view on the situation and the candidacy of Jihad Azour?
Well, we never adopted his candidacy. We have very big question marks on his past, on his responsibility in the past years, on the financial policies and other files that have not been clarified from his side. We were not aware of the guarantees that were given to the traditional political parties that have adopted his candidacy. We don't know how things have evolved to become the only solution or the only candidate that we should vote for him, especially that it was accompanied by a lot of, how do I say this?
Say it in Arabic.
خطاب إلغائي, خطاب تخويني. For us now, voting for Azour is just a political message that, okay, you want to go in that direction, despite the fact that we are not part of it. We will go and we'll give it one shot. Okay, and after that, we are no commitment whatsoever to this approach.
Inside the chamber, a record 128 lawmakers showed up for work, which was the first time in 12 sessions that all members were present for the vote. The count started smoothly with the Speaker Nabi Berri issuing the order to begin the voting, and one by one the MPs were called to place their ballot in the box. By the end, and after the votes were tallied, it was, as predicted, a two-horse race between Jihad Azour, who received 59 votes, and Sulaiman Frangieh, who got 51 votes. Both camps, though, came up short on the 86 votes needed in the first round, but would have only needed a simple majority of 65 votes if a second round of voting had been called. However, the Speaker failed to abide by Articles 74 and 75 of the Lebanese Constitution, which state that the session remain open and successive rounds of voting be held until a president is elected. Instead, he closed the session against the pleas of many members who called on him to restore the session, and then promptly left the chamber, leaving Lebanon without a president.
Why didn't Nabi Berri call for a second voting session? When we were so close.
There was no quorum anymore.
In your opinion, was this all staged? Were they instructed to leave the chamber after voting? The
It was very obvious because they casted their votes and left. The subject is the most important subject in the country right now.
Which parties left?
Hezbollah and Amal, those are the main parties that left the chamber right after they casted their votes.
Okay. The Tayyar party. Where do you think they put their votes today?
Obviously, they were able to snatch many of the MPs and to get them on the side of Hezbollah. That's very obvious.
If the Speaker had called a second round today, Azzouri would have needed only an extra 6 votes to be declared president. But with members of the opposition, including Dr. Halimi Kaakour, against his nomination, it was unlikely to happen.
Do you believe that the opinion of those that didn't vote for Jihad Azzour are valid?
Yes, it's not about the number. It's about legitimacy, about the consistency of your opinion. I'm consistent from day one, and I won't change. I'm stick to the principles of October 17.
So you didn't vote for Jihad Azzour?
No.
Okay.
No, I declared that like 2 weeks ago. I said no to Jihad, no to Slimane Frangieh, and we knew that there is no president today. It's a cinema.
Is there a candidate you would have voted for today?
I voted already for Ziad Baroud.
Dr. Ziad Baroud, the former Interior Minister, garnered 6 votes in today's session, even though he has not confirmed his candidacy and is unlikely to do so. However, some people like Kaakour and Usama Saad, the MP from Saida, believe he is the most suitable candidate because of his experience and ethics.
نحن عم نقول انه هذا شايفينه الرئيس القادر على قيادة مرحلة لبنان بمرحلة انتقالية إنقاذية، طبعا مع حكومة عندها صلاحيات استثنائية وعندها رؤية وبرنامج للإنقاذ بالمجال المالي والاقتصادي وطبعا الاجتماعي وأيضا السياسي، وفي ملفات لها طابع استراتيجي، يعني السياسة الدفاعية، السياسة الخارجية، موضوع النازحين، موضوع العلاقات لبنان العربية. كل هالمسائل محتاجة لرؤية وطنية، مش هالاصطفافات الطائفية والمذهبية المتحكمة بالمشهد السياسي. هذا اللي نحن عم نقوله.
وانت رأيك؟
شايفين انه الدكتور زياد بارود هو الاقدر، هو يعني الرجل القادر او الرئيس القادر على انه يخوض او يقود هالمرحله.
Was there anything good that came out of the voting session
Sure,
today?
sure.
What is that?
For the first time, their candidate is official. And it shows that the maximum we can get, with all the pressure they did, with all the media terrorism they did, with everything they did, they got 51 votes. Do we really want a president with 51 votes? And the opposition are 77. Okay, the opposition couldn't go to one name. Most of them voted for one name. If we went to the second session, definitely we would have a president.
Was there anything positive that came out of the session today?
I mean, the first thing that is positive, obviously, is the fact that we were called today to elect a president. And we had 2 choices. And this can only be good for democracy, to be able to fill the void and elect a president. Unfortunately, today also we had MPs who decided to vote in between these 2 very clear candidates and what they present in politics. And this is not a very good sign for the future.
What are the next steps for your block?
Our bloc?
Yeah, what's the next steps to get it beyond the 59 to take us to
I think the main thing for us to do now is to make sure that everyone stays in session until we elect the president. Now we have a majority, we have the potential to get 65. The pressure is on all those parties undermining democracy and the constitution and running away from their responsibilities in parliament.